It's time for our news bulletin right here on Luntha television. My name is Patrick Pupa. First, the headlines. Vatican expands employee benefits with new paternity and disability leave measures. Malawi Congress Party dares VP Usi to provide proof of corruption or resign. Survey reviews politicians misusing government resources amid election campaigns. And in international news, Nigerian Air Force strikes kill scores of bandits in Zamfara state. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Vatican has issued a new rescript signed by the prefect of the Secretariat for the Economy and approved by the Holy Father, introducing updated measures on paternity leave, rights of parents with children who are incapacitated or have severe disabilities, and the provision of family allowances. Among the charges are 5 days of paid leave for Vatican employees following the birth of a child, and 3 paid days each month for parents of children with disabilities. These measures, announced on Monday, 11 August 2025, broaden the protections and benefits available to employees of the Vatican City State in several areas. Chalde Chiranga is reading a Vatican News report.
The Vatican has announced new family-friendly policies aimed at supporting its employees, as outlined in a recently published rescript signed by the prefect of the Secretariat for the Economy and approved by the Holy Father. Among the key provisions, the Vatican employees will now receive 5 days of paid paternity leave following the birth of a child. Additionally, parents of children with severe disabilities or incapacitation are entitled to 3 paid days off each month to help them manage their caregiving responsibilities. These new measures, announced on Monday, August 11th, are designed to broaden the rights and protections available to Vatican City State employees, reflecting a stronger commitment to family welfare and work-life balance within the institution. Officials say the updated policies also include enhanced provisions for family allowances, aiming to provide further financial support to employees raising children, especially those facing additional challenges due to disabilities. This comprehensive approach seeks to foster a more inclusive and supportive workplace environment in the Vatican.
Members of St. Philip Apostle Parish have launched a project to build an apartment for their parish priest with the goal of enhancing the presence of growth of Catholicism in Malawi. The initiative, which was initially budgeted at 260 million, has so far raised 200 million through activities such as fundraising dinners, promotions, and raffle draws conducted since last year. In an interview with the Luntha TV, fundraising committee chairperson Mr. Philip Makumula described that they are still short of 60 million to fully fund the project. More in this report by Emmanuel Georgia.
The committee believes the apartment will not only provide a comfortable residence for the parish priest, but also stand as a symbol of unity and commitment among parishioners towards strengthening Catholic values in the area. Its chairperson, Philip Makumula, said despite the shortfall, construction work is set to begin next month. He added that once the work is underway, the parish will continue organizing various fundraising activities to close the gap, including charity events, pledge drives, and community outreach initiatives.
Yeah, we thought of doing this because we have a problem, a challenge at our parish in Area 44, in that we don't have a house for the priest. He's living in a rented house. So we have put that as a priority to make sure that we have sort of a specific house for the father within the compound. And because the bill is quite huge, over 200 million, we've tried to get money from our friends, ourselves, so we thought we should come out and publicize our needs so that we can get assistance.
St. Philip the Apostle Parish in Area 44, Lilongwe, was originally a chapel under Uratu Oyera Sacred Heart Parish before being elevated to parish status. This elevation took place recently, making it the 43rd parish in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe. The ceremony was marked the enrollment of Father Alberto Erifala as the new parish priest. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chuocha.
Congress Party MCP has challenged the country's Vice President Dr. Michael Osi, who is also Ojazake Alibe Mlando Party President, to provide proof of corruption in the government or just resign. Malawi Congress Party spokesperson Dr. Jessica Bwira has sent the challenge during a press conference in Lilongwe, where she touted President Dr. Chakwera's stay in the north as a sign of commitment to developing the region, saying President Chakwera and the MCP care about people in the north. In her remarks, Kabwira questioned Osi's more authority to be using public resources to task ill of the very administration that appointed him as a vice president. Kabwira had this to say.
If he is part of a government he does not want to be part of, we are saying he is free to leave. Instead of going to benefit and profit from an office that you are saying, because look, it's hard to fathom someone who goes in a motorcade paid for by the civil servants of this country, by the government that is in place, and you go there. The minute he saw this, and for us, what we are finding very weird, he has discovered it now. Now that he's on the ballot, he has now discovered that, oh, this is a corrupt government. Why didn't he discover it later? If he's saying that's what he has been seeing, then number one, it's a very convenient time to find this out. Number two, he's free to step up and to step out and find something else to do. Because for us, we are working night and day. And I would like people to understand that corruption is the evil that Dr. Chakwera said is the worst evil upon us. In fact, we are where we are and we are showing what we've done to Malawians in order to be transparent, for them to see where their taxes have gone. So for someone who is driving on a road that has been put by this government using resources, look, Dr. Chakwera is the only president who has always gone to parliament to answer questions and be clear on what he has done. So to accuse government of corruption when you have not presented the proof is not only unfair, it is very, very childish of him. I think these are issues he should be joining to clear if there are issues. But from where I stand, he has not supplied any proof. He's just talking. To me, it's opportunism. It is clear opportunism of saying, now that I'm in a ballot, how do I get political mileage?
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera has attributed Malawi's lost revenue from the Kayerekera mine in 2014 to a lack of seriousness by previous government, resulting in the mine's closure and negatively impacting Karonga's development. He said unemployment, poor roads, inadequate schools, hospitals and bridges in Kalonga were the result of insufficient revenue, as the mine was not operational, making it difficult to construct new infrastructure. Chakwera made the remarks in Kalonga on Tuesday during the inauguration ceremony of the Kairekera uranium mine. Fales Chizombe has filed this report.
In his speech, Chakwera stated that the mining law had been amended to ensure progressive mine development in the country. He also warned the politicians not to interfere in mining affairs and urged Luntha's resources to adhere to the country's mining laws and avoid smuggling resources out of Malawi.
Ndiye kutokozeni anduna ndi timu yanu komanso ndikutokozeni inu Luntha's resources pogwira ntchito mwamsanga kuti tsiku la lero litheke komanso sikuti mungatere muyambe ulesi tsopano mukadali ntchito chachikulu kuno kuzilembedwa ntchito a Malawi kuno kalonga tioneko zitukuko za corporate social responsibility zikomo chifukwa cha kusainira na CDA kuno kukhale chitetezo chokhwima kuti chumachi samangotuluka pa boda mozemba kuno kusalowerera ndale kuno.
Minister of Mining Kenneth Kalengoma described the previous mining agreement as not only a missed opportunity but also a fraudulent arrangement. He said the deal lacked proper safeguards and failed to involve the local community.
And gentlemen, the reopening of Kairekera is being carried out with a stronger focus on inclusivity and sustainability. Already, over 250 Malawians, many from the district, have been engaged in area works. Going forward, the company is expected to maintain a workforce that is at least 90% Malawian. This includes skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled positions. But beyond the jobs, we are placing a particular emphasis on local content and empowerment. The new agreement mandates the use of local suppliers and service providers, and it requires a company to actively engage women-led businesses, youth-owned enterprises, and entities run by persons with physical challenges.
Luntha's Resources Limited Chief Operations Officer Michael Daikosta described mining as a long-term investment and praised the company's commitment to supporting government's agriculture, tourism and mining strategy. He said the project would stimulate economic growth through job creation and domestic procurement. Daikosta revealed that the uranium mine is expected to create 600 jobs, with 90% of the positions reserved for Malawians. Byte Michael. According to current legislation, the government is entitled to up to 15% free equity from mining investments, 30% in corporate tax revenue, a 5% royalty rate, and mineral resource loans equivalent to 15% of after-tax profits, among other economic benefits. For Luntha News, Fales Chizombe.
Key findings from a survey conducted by Chisanko Watch during the first 2 weeks following its official launch on July 14 revealed that some politicians are using government resources for their campaigns. The report, produced by the citizen-led non-partisan election observation coalition formed by CCJP, PAC, GJU, and MHUB, acknowledges good progress in active campaigning nationwide but highlights ongoing challenges. These include minor malpractices such as the distribution of handouts, a complex issue that blurs the line between public duty and political ambition. Chisanko War chairperson Bishop Gifford Matonga has urged the registrar of political parties to remain firm against the practice of providing handouts. Tandiwe Mzumara has more details in this report.
The overview report shows that campaigns were dominated by Malawi Congress Party MCP 76% and Democratic Progressive Party DPP 70%, while independents surged to 75%, with 15% of rallies featuring handouts in the form of cash, food and gifts. Police presence was also observed to be uneven, with 54% at MCP events and only 24% at independent ones. In total, 8 critical incidents, including no-go zones, sexist language, and misuse of state vehicles during campaigns, were logged by Chisango Watch observers. Chisango Watch has since called on all stakeholders to condemn hate speech, handouts, and intimidation, to revive youth education and enforce campaign finance rules, for the police to provide balanced security and investigate offences, and for traditional and religious leaders to remain neutral. Citizens are also urged to report irregularities and verify facts. Meanwhile, Chisango Watch has pledged to continue monitoring the electoral process and assess whether parties adjust their strategies in response to the report's findings. The organization will release a final report after the elections, evaluating the overall conduct of the electoral process. For Luntha News, this is Tandi Wemzumara.
Remember, you are watching News Bulletin right here on Luntha Television, and you're with me, Patrick Pupa. But before proceed, top stories once again. Vatican expands employee benefits with new paternity and disability leave measures. Malawi Congress Party dares VP Usi to provide proof of corruption or resign. Survey reviews politicians misusing government resources amid election campaigns. And in international news, Nigerian Air Force strikes kill scores of bandits in Zamfara state. Welcome back. Political analyst George Piri has emphasized the importance of Malawians making informed choices in the upcoming September elections, saying the vote will shape the country's economic path and developmental priorities for years to come. Piri said the election presents an opportunity for citizens to choose leaders who understand global trends, the sustainable development goals, and the urgent need to address poverty and hunger. He noted that electing the wrong leaders risks pushing Malawi further off track from its developmental agenda. More in this report filed by Judith Organ, read by Faris Chizombe.
Piri has observed that Malawi's progress has stalled in recent years due to leadership that prioritizes rhetoric over tangible action, warning that the country cannot afford to repeat the same mistakes. Piri explained that Malawi needs leadership with clear policies and the ability to deliver measurable results, rather than those who simply make promises. He stressed that tackling hunger is central to reducing poverty, and leaders must approach these issues with commitment and agency. He added that citizens themselves should be able to see and experience the results of good governance without being told what has been achieved. He says the 2025 elections are a critical turning point, and the choice of leadership will determine whether Malawi advances or remains trapped in cycles of deprivation.
It is very critical, very important for Malawians to consider amongst their presidential aspirants, because they are drivers of the economic, political policies regarding the development of Malawi. So the 20th September, the 16th September 2025 elections is going to shape the position of Malawi economically and also developmentally, depending on whom the Malawians are going to vote for. Because we need strong leadership that understands how the economy of the world is going, with also understanding of globalization and also the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations.
12 August 2025 marks 35 days remaining to presidential, parliamentary and local government election on 16th September 2025.
And in international news, the Nigerian Air Force has reportedly eliminated numerous gunmen referred to locally as bandits who were part of criminal groups active in Zamfara State, according to military statement. On Monday, the Air Force announced it launched an airstrike in Makakari Forest, located in northwest Nigeria, targeting the hideout of these gunmen believed to be responsible for several high-profile kidnappings in the region. The operation was carried out following intelligence reports that over 400 gun members were gathering to plan an attack on a nearby village. Charlie Jiranga is reading a BBC News report.
In the past 2 weeks, armed gangs have attacked nearby communities, killing many people and abducting numerous others. At least 13 security personnel have also lost their lives. According to Air Force spokesperson Air Commodore Ayman Ojedim, coordinated aerial and ground assaults resulted in deaths of several notorious bandit leaders and many of their fighters. He further explained that ground troops intercepted and killed additional gang members attempting to escape the forest. Kidnapping for ransom has become a profitable enterprise in some parts of Nigeria, with bandits increasingly collaborating with the jihadist groups involved in a 16-year insurgency in the northeast. Despite multiple military operations targeting these gangs, including one last month where at least 95 members were killed, the violence continues unabated.
With that story, we have come to the end of our news bulletin right here on Luntha Television. But before I go, top stories once again. Vatican expands employee benefits with new paternity and disability leave measures. Malawi Congress Party dares VP Usi to provide proof of corruption or resign. Survey reviews politicians misusing government resources amid election campaigns. And in international news, Nigerian Air Force strikes kill scores of bandits in Zamfara State. Thanks for watching our news bulletin right here on Luntha Television. This has been Patrick Pupa. I wish you a lovely time. Keep watching Luntha TV and bye for now.